The office is bathed in soft beige light. Pillows are piled everywhere. The kind you just want to sink into. I'm sitting on a plush couch across from my therapist. The smell of coffee drifting through the room. It makes being here feel almost cozy, safe. So, are you still feeling anxious? Last time, we talked about you moving to a new city, finding a job. You did really well, but the fear is still there? Not yet, because I think he survived. Well, I'll tell her about him. He was everywhere. Every move I made, everything I did, he tracked it, controlled it. When did you first realize it? When did you feel like you were under his control? For a long time, I didn't notice. There were hints, but I wrote them off as some kind of weird, feeling. I never thought he was capable of that. 3 years ago, he bought a house, said it was for our future. Then one day, I found a gap between the closets. Inside, there was a tie, a phone, personal belongings of people who'd gone missing over the past year. They all had one thing in common. They were all connected to me. Some had been rude to me, some were in love with me, and some were close. Really close. He was an obsessed killer. By then, I had no one to turn to. He'd taken everything from me. How long were you in this relationship? About a year? Maybe more. I endured it. At first, when things were good, he came out of nowhere. The one person who actually supported me. Looking back, I should have known it meant something. I trail off, my mouth going dry. The psychologist scribbles quickly, her pen scratching against paper. That evening, he came home, cheerful. That smile of his, and suddenly it felt wrong. He demanded love, demanded intimacy, and I said no. He noticed the change in me. All I could think about was how to leave without it turning ugly, but he kept pushing. He got cruel. Things between us had soured, and he knew it. That's when he changed, and I think he started to suspect. One more thing. This feeling of losing control. You mentioned it started before you decided to seek help. Yeah, I gripped the couch, hesitant to share the details. He was always insistent about everything. At first, I thought it was just love, passion, the way it is with couples. Children. He wanted children, desperately. I was terrified. I wasn't ready. I just find the pills and take them. Did you talk to him about it? Over and over, but he always just did what he wanted. He never used protection, like he wasn't even listening to me. Then he started hitting me. He was angry that I'd grown cold. I was so scared. I barely felt the pain. He kept me locked up for 3 months. I take a deep breath, pulling myself back to the reality of this cozy office. The scratching of the pen stops. She sets it down slowly on her clipboard and looks at me sympathetically, but with a hint of shock in her eyes. That's an incredibly traumatic situation. You were brave to make that choice. It's a miracle you're alive. Look at it from another angle. You're here now, not there, not in that place. Right now you're safe. Nothing is threatening you. But I understand. You've been carrying the secret alone, in a strange city. It's an enormous burden. The fact that you survived, that you found the strength to come here. That is your path to healing. Your mind is trying to punish you with paranoia because you feel guilty. He's gone. Your fear, your suffering is over. Repeat after me. I have the right to a life without Fedor. I have the right to a life without him. Good. We'll stop here for today. You need to rest. Try to do something nice for yourself today. Go home. Make that tea I recommended. Do something that calms you. You need to ground yourself in the reality where Fedor no longer exists. Her eyes flicked to the clock, noting the time. Same time next week? Yes. Thank you so much. I always feel so much lighter after our sessions. I step out of the office. The spring sun blinds me. I stand there, breathing in the fresh air, trying to hold on to that feeling of lightness she gave me. The walk home took only 20 minutes. I cut through the park, watching the people pass by. No one hiding their face. No one following me. Since I moved, I've actually started to feel free. Like life is finally starting to get better. The bird song calmed my mind. My heart felt light, peaceful. This is the new me. This is my new life. At home, I turned the key in the lock out of habit. I didn't even bother turning on the TV. The silence didn't scare me anymore. Maybe I should get a cat. Or something. It gets hard, being alone. Especially when evening comes. What a mess. I should clean up. My feet carried me to the shelf on the nightstand. There, among the unopened boxes from the move, was the one box I couldn't bring myself to put away. Open it. The photo was from the height of summer. We were celebrating something on the porch of his dacha. It was my birthday. In the background, they were arguing about something. Their faces blurred from laughter and motion. Everything in that picture practically shimmered with light. Felt like you could reach out and feel the warmth. Why did the music stop? I feel like something bad's about to happen. In the center of the frame was me and him. He was holding the cake, and I had my arms around his shoulders. Back then, I thought everything was fine. A chill ran through me. I can't remember their faces. I grabbed a quick bite, washed up, and sat down to rest. All right, back to the office tomorrow. Sleep came instantly. New day. Thursday. 2 days on, 2 days off schedule. After the weekend, the office felt gray and dusty, but the routine was soothing. Papers, reports, numbers. There's no room for the past in them. I've been working for about 6 hours, lost in the monotonous click of keys, when a colleague from the next department came over. Hey. She leaned on my desk, holding a plastic cup of coffee. Look, sorry to bother you, but I think you should know. Some guy came by. He said, "Where's Lion? Your full name." I stopped typing. My heart lurched. And who was it? I didn't really get a good look. Tall guy wearing a jacket. Someone you know? That describes like most anime protagonists and like a lot of people out there. I don't know. The news hit me like a shock. Who could be looking for me, especially at this hour? Probably someone from billing. Forgot to pay a bill. What a terrible excuse, I thought to myself. Oh, okay then. I told him you're on shift until 10. He didn't see anything. Just left. I couldn't afford to give anyone a single lead. If I so much as hint, there's a guy, it'll spread through the whole department. They already think I'm weird. The quiet mouse who never joins anyone for tea during breaks. I haven't had time to settle in. I just started recently. Haven't told anyone anything about myself. Yeah, I believe I'll make friends eventually. Fit in with the new team, but for now, my world is just this desk. For the next hour, my mind wandered about how I'd run out of the calming tea at home and about him. Who could be asking for me here? Who would even know my name? No, it's impossible. He's dead. That fire in the shed, there's no way he survived. The workday ended sooner than I expected. Did I kill him? Did I kill him? Please tell me I did. People said their goodbyes and left one by one, but I lingered, tried to decide where to go. The bus wouldn't come for a while, and home was several blocks away. No, I'm going to the store. This is probably a terrible idea. There's a gas station nearby where I can buy tea. Chamomile. It's my salvation. Calms me down instantly. I stepped outside and headed straight for the gas station. by evening, it's almost always empty. The night highway. The roadside was lit by street lamps. Up ahead, a bright spot flickered in the darkness. A familiar sign. The gas station. The only place on this empty highway at this hour. I get closer. The smell of gasoline. It usually terrifies me. Reminds me of that day. Okay, I'm starting to feel I actually killed him. But right now, I'm too exhausted to think about it. It's just the smell of gas. Nothing more. Not a single car in the lot. Empty as usual, just a lone trash can and the fuel hoses and the guy who's totally not creeping up on me. I push open the glass door. A bell jingles, and a blast of freezing air from the AC hits me. I was met with nothing but cleanliness and silence. No sleepy cashier behind the counter. They're usually here during the day, but at night you could just walk in and pay at the self-checkout. I'll take my tea. My salvation. After finding what I needed, I head to the checkout. The red laser scans the barcode. I'm moving on autopilot. I don't look around. All I want to do is grab my stuff and get to the bus stop as fast as possible. For a second, I think I see something flicker in the reflection. I look. There's no one. Strange. Must have imagined it. A creeping unease settles in my chest. I grab my purchase, shove it in my bag, and leave. A few steps from the door, I notice a black car. It's parked in the deepest shadow, just beyond the edge of light. Engine running, headlights on. Someone's definitely inside. I didn't see this car when I arrived. I feel exposed. I quicken my pace, staring straight ahead towards the bus stop, only one thought in mind. Get home, lock the door, drink that goddamn tea. I take one step. Then a sharp sound cuts through the silence behind me. The car door opens, closes. Barely audible footsteps on the asphalt, coming straight towards me. Excuse me. I freeze. Fear spikes through me, cold and sharp. That voice. I know it. I know it, and it terrifies me. I turn slowly, praying it's just the driver, someone who needs directions, anyone but... Ah, fuck, it's him! In the dim light, he stood there, his silhouette too familiar, too much like Fedor. What the fuck? I couldn't believe my eyes. He actually survived. He's standing right in front of me. Is this a nightmare? Am I dreaming? He starts walking towards me. I waited a long time for you to finish. Didn't want to interrupt. I stumble backwards. The empty street behind him feels endless, terrifying. No cars, no people, no one to help me. I found us a place. It's really cozy there. No one's going to come and burn a little nest down again. You wouldn't want to do that again, would you? He notices me looking towards the path. You'll look anywhere but at me. He closes the distance between us in small, deliberate steps. I want to scream. Please. But his hand, wrapped in bandages, covers my mouth. Shh. Don't. His other arm wraps around my ribs, squeezing the air out of me. Calm down. I'm just taking you somewhere safe. My feet leave the ground. He shoves me into the car. It's Fedor. That's his voice. How the hell did he survive? Get in. And don't try anything stupid. I climbed inside. My hands were shaking so badly, I couldn't move them, let alone fight back. In the dim glow of the interior light, I saw his bandages. Dirty white strips peeked out from under his sleeves, wrapped tight around his neck, disappearing beneath his clothes, hiding whatever was left of him. Why didn't he get those, dressed? Do you not have healthcare? What's the healthcare like where you're at? My God. You... My voice broke. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. When he pulled back his head, I saw that familiar shade of hair. No doubt about him. It's him. Fedor. But how? The roof collapsed on you. You should be dead. Dead? You thought you could get rid of me that easily? Everything was happening so fast, so forcefully. He leaned over me, binding my wrists and ankles with duct tape. His movements were quick, practiced. And I could smell something sweet and medicinal ointment. Bear with it, sweetheart. This is so you don't do anything stupid on the way. The seatbelt tightened across my chest. To finish, he took a gray blanket, folded like a gift for me, and draped it over me. There. Just sit tight until the car warms up. Something rustled in his pockets. Before I could say anything, I felt a sharp, prickling object near my head like a syringe. A sharp pain burned my neck, and warmth spread through my veins. When he was done, he slammed the back door shut and got behind the wheel. I could feel him watching me. It's going to be a long drive. The drugs won't kick in right away, so we have some time to talk. He pressed the gas gently. So, did your therapist teach you how to run from problems? Tell me. I am very interested. How does he know? I'm scared. You're a monster, a sick man. I wanted a chance at a normal life. I didn't know how to go on. I thought you were dead. Boring people lead ordinary lives. You're different, don't you see? You don't need anyone else. It seemed like he didn't want me to change. You didn't need a doctor. You needed me. I tried to respond, but my tongue felt thick. Consciousness slowly sank into the oblivion the drug left behind. My head fell against the leather seat. I couldn't fight the sleep. Oh no, the sleep has hands! I drifted back to consciousness slowly. Oh, fuck! No! Not Straight's basement! Why? Every single time! Every time I thought I could escape! No! It's always the fucking basement! And my head hurts! The moment I tried to move, to rub my eyes, I couldn't. My arms wouldn't respond. My legs were frozen. Yes, frozen! I did not misread that! I flinched when I saw the floor. I saw them on the floor. Dead. Bees? Wasps? They were scattered near me. I tried to jerk away, but my body just pressed harder against the radiator. I looked down at myself. My clothes were gone. I was wearing nothing but a thin, fluffy robe. He changed me while I was out, took off my clothes, strapped me in. The realization made me sick. Footsteps, a door opening. Whoa! God damn! Like, this should be absolutely horrifying, but holy shit! I can hear the comments right now. Like, oh God, are you gooning already? Stop! No, God! It's on my face! He walked in, and in this unfamiliar room, I saw him, fully, in the light. He used to be thinner. Now his arms looked more lethal, stronger. He clearly hadn't let himself go during this time. He didn't want to hide himself anymore. That outfit looks good on you. Really brings out your delicious curves. Just shut up! I didn't want to hear his twisted thoughts. Have you completely lost your mind? You touched me while I was asleep. Let me go! How could I ever let you go? You were asleep for 2 days. I was just trying to make you comfortable. You always turn everything into a tragedy. You don't appreciate what I do. For us. Right, of course. Kidnapping and murdering innocent people is just normal for you. You're so fixated on those people. You need to let go of the past. Forget about it. Start over with a clean slate. As for them, I saw. And I understood that person would never stand beside you again. If you only knew what they were really like, you'd understand. I will never understand you or what you've done. You were always safe. Didn't you notice how your problems just disappeared? Understand this. Some people deserve to die. Then by that logic, you deserve to die too! Why didn't you just keel over in the fire? I realized then just how sick he really was. He needed help. But he didn't care. He just kept talking. Wait, hold on. Why are there dead insects here? Oh, those. They were weak, unfortunately. Forgot to clean them up. I started a bee farm, you know? It brings in decent money. I'll show you those little creatures later. I saw the content warnings, but why the fuck do you have to have a bee farm? Like, God, that's like no bad person has a bee farm. What do you mean? Well, unless you're a corpo. He kept talking about what he'd been doing, how he built the business from nothing. This wasn't the time for small talk, not when you're chained to a radiator. I sold our house, bought this one. It's empty for now, but with you here, it's already coming to life. Oh, so you're saying that the rest of this house is empty, but you had time to make a murder basement? Great, so I'm probably in another city too. I wanted to hurl more insults at him, then my eyes landed on his hands. Bandaged up to the shoulders, scars peeking out from under the gauze. Something inside me shifted. The hatred curdled into something heavier. Guilt. I stared at those bandages and knew I did this. He noticed me staring. Like what you see? Your handiwork? I looked away, guilty, because I knew it was my fault. Hey, what's wrong? You wanted this. Now you look at me every day and remember this day. I hated him with everything I had, but in that moment, I hated myself too. For leaving him there, for him surviving to become my eternal curse. I'm gonna be cruel. I'm not gonna beg. Why the fuck would I beg? Like, yeah, I guess I'll show him some sass, okay? I'll be cruel about it. The only thing I regret is that I turned away and ran, instead of staying to watch you burn. You deserved every scar under those bandages, don't you get it? You're sick! Looks like I raised you properly. It's indecent to be so ungrateful. You haven't learned. My eyes dotted around, my lips pressed tight. My head started shaking from fear, and he definitely noticed. There it is, your true nature. You're a selfish bastard! Do you even care about me? About how I feel? More silence. Then a sharp slap comes across my face. The pain was sudden. It brought back all the fear I felt when he used to hit me. Another one. Oh, God! What the fuck? And another! How do you feel? Want some more? I shook my head in protest. His actions terrified me, especially when it was revenge for something stupid I did. It was not stupid! Well, the only stupid part about it was not making sure that he was thoroughly roasted. Whenever I did something he didn't like, he punished me brutally. Fuck. You're the selfish one here. You don't understand. I did it for us. For your own good. And this is how you repay me? By disfiguring me and running away like a coward? You abandoned me when I needed you most. But because you ran, I couldn't take any risks. I hope you didn't think I let this slide. Your actions were treasonous. That fire left me disfigured for life. And thanks to who? He can never admit his own guilt. I'll make sure you remember this for a long time, so you never disappoint me again. I thought about these scars for a long time. I saved up all my anger, and I almost healed when I got closer to my little creatures. Only they can love someone for their true soul. I started shaking my head, telling him I'd had enough. Figured. I don't get it. Why are you so desperate to be free? No one's waiting for you out there. I burned all your documents. To everyone else. You don't exist. That is not how that works. I mean, okay, everything is digitized these days. Like, I'm pretty sure they still have my file somewhere. The tiny flicker of hope started dying. No chance, or at least almost none. I stared off into space. Lost. It's all going to repeat itself. For now, let's focus on your upbringing. Who the hell is he to raise me? Alright, he likes keeping me under control. There's no cure for that. He left the room, leaving me alone, but I knew I wouldn't last. Had a bad feeling. He came back. Just as I expected. Plastic sheeting in his hands, the crinkling sound echoed through the half-empty room. Without a word, he approached, lifted me slightly, and spread the plastic underneath me. Something bad was definitely about to happen. Why? He didn't answer. He added more straps, immobilizing me completely so I couldn't even turn my head. I spent all these months healing my wounds. Thinking about you. You left them as a souvenir. But you know, I'm not angry. No. It made me stronger. You need to see this. See what, your dick? He starts slowly unwrapping the bandages from his face. Layer by layer, white gauze fell onto the clear plastic. I squeezed my eyes shut, but he immediately squeezed my jaw hard with his fingers. No. Look. You have to see this. I mean, it's not that bad. Then I saw his face fully, without the bandages, and I now understood why he hid it. It was disfigured by burns. The left side of his face was different. The skin had become a bumpy texture, like hardened wax. His ear was almost gone, just melted cartilage. And his eye, it was blind, white. It looked painful, like hot coals had been pressed into it. I felt deeply uncomfortable. Now, his once handsome face was just a scar. Fire had destroyed it. Hey, touch him! I stared at the mess of scars, feeling a deep, consuming guilt. That's not what I feel! This was all because of my choice. My fingers were shaking so badly. I could barely control them, but against all horror and reason, I slowly raised my hand. I saw him tense up. For a moment, I thought he'd hurt me for my audacity. But I didn't back down. I gently pressed my fingers to his cheek. He looked surprised, his good eye closed with something like pity, and he pressed into my palm like a starving animal. I've been waiting for this. His hot breath burned my wrist. He took my hand in his heavy palm, not squeezing but making it clear. He wouldn't let me go. Wait, hang on. Did you only cuff one of my hands as a... God, have you not kidnapped someone before? Like, considering the amount of bodies you've had, like, surely you would have thought to at least, like, cuff both my hands, right? You're my only medicine. Only you can soothe this pain. He was almost purring, holding my hand against him for minutes. Minutes that felt like an eternity. He rubbed against my palm like he was trying to erase the boundaries between us, to make my skin remember his scars. His blind eyes stared right at me. The eye no longer saw the world. It only saw the darkness I'd given him. The worst part was his eye, half burnt, covered in a white film. He never fully closed it, which made his gaze both dead and alive at the same time. I didn't mean to. Yes, you did. You meant every bit of it. I stayed silent. I didn't know what to say. Never intended to kill him, no. I just wanted to save myself. I didn't expect this from you. He pulled something out of a drawer. I'm not letting this slide. He plugged it in and waited. He was heating something. The hiss of a gas burner filled the room. But when he came back to me, a dull red glow was in his hand. You left a mark on me that no surgery can erase. He took my hand. My turn. I want to leave my mark on you too. He stepped closer with that thing in his hand, and I could feel the heat radiating from it. He stared at my face like he couldn't get enough of it. You know, bees always recognize their queen by scent, by her unique mark. But people, they're blind. They need to see proof, a visible sign that this territory is already taken. I tried to break free, my arm twisted against the crinkling plastic, but he held me down with his knee, using his full weight. He brought the red-hot tip close to his own skin, feeling the heat radiating from that small tool. Peter, please, I'm begging you! Also, how did you get your bandages back on? My voice cracked, but he wasn't listening. His gaze was fixed on my stomach, like he was choosing his target. The most delicious part. So first, the letter F. Ah! He moved the tool with concentration. It felt like 1,000 red-hot needles were stabbing into my stomach, spinning at once, tearing through the tissue. Why do you keep squirming? You're going to make it crooked. It's impossible to stay still when someone's burning your flesh! If only you knew the pain I felt back then. The pain. It seemed like flowers compared to mine. The pain was unbearable, spreading through my entire stomach, making my brain want to shut down, but he wouldn't let me pass out. Patting my cheek with his free hand. He burned his name slowly and carefully, like he was tagging livestock. Just a bit more. More hissing and that horrible smoke rising from my body. I could see the charred edges of letters forming on my skin. The last letters were done, but it seemed like it wasn't enough for him. Now, you know the real me. No point in hiding anymore. You have to love me like this. He turned off the tool and gently blew on the wound. Look how beautiful it turned out. When he finally pulled back, I couldn't even cry. My arm burned like it was still on fire. On my red, swollen skin, his name was now burned into an ugly, deep indentation. Now the child will finally see who his father is. That's not all. One final touch. I barely had the strength to breathe. I realized again my nightmares were far from over. When he finished, he stepped back a few paces. He picked something up from the table next to me. I thought the worst was over. I didn't understand what it was for, what it was going to do. Half the colors I could have seen with you are gone now. You bitch. You took that from me. Why didn't you just kill me then? Why are you torturing me like this? What are you saying? He went silent. I'll never find another like you. I'm so angry. So crushed. I could tear you apart. But I can't. You're all I have left. Please don't make me hurt you again. I don't want to hear the kind of talk again. But killing and all that. You understand? I'm not going to kill you. Can't even bear the thought. I'll help you feel the darkness you pushed onto me years ago. We'll become mirror images of each other. Aren't we the perfect pair? My God, why is this happening to me? He put a metal device on my head and fastened my eyelids open so I couldn't close them. But you're mistaken if you think you could get away with this like before. No, less questions, more action. I realize words don't work on you. Now with my own eyes, I saw just how sick he really was. No. He pressed the tip of the blade to my left eyelid. I screamed, trying to jerk away, but the straps on my neck and shoulders held me tight. Justice is paying for what you took. An eye for an eye. You remember that commandment, don't you? His hand shot towards my eye, pressing down with all his strength. Time stretched into eternity. The scalpel barely scratched my skin, and then... Ah! He shoved the tool in, gouging out my left eye. I felt nothing but pain and tears. The agony in the socket seared the wound. Please! I heard the sound of tearing flesh. He was ripping my eye out, pulling the nerve, stretching it. God damn it. Stop squirming or it'll get worse! I saw everything through a blur. Blood covered half my face, streaming down like a river. Please, let me pass out. I screamed, choked on tears, begged him to stop, promising anything. I saw a disfigured face looming over me, and the eye look at me with undisguised triumph. The pressure was gone. In his fingers was a small, bloody, wet ball. My balls! He brought the piece of me to his lips, gently pressing a kiss to it. My balls! He grabbed my chin, forcing my mouth open. I tried to clench my teeth, but he pressed on my jaw joint so hard I couldn't fight it. Take it. He shoved it in my mouth. That little piece of my flesh touched my tongue. It was slippery and vile. Nausea rose in my throat, but he clamped my mouth shut, forced me to make that unbearable swallow. I couldn't swallow, so I spat it out. He caught it in his hand. Don't make me swallow that again! You don't want it. Huh. Well then, if you want, I'll eat it myself. And he brought that piece to his mouth, licking it like a lollipop. Oh! I want a part of you inside me. Then just take my cock! He put the saliva-covered eye in his mouth and started chewing! Slowly. It was pure horror. Since you didn't want that, I'll keep feeding you my cum until you're full. My God, more punishment? It's like he loves torturing me. Now, for the second, I did not take out both your eyes. I started screaming and begging him not to do it. I didn't want to be completely blind. No, please! I'm just kidding, my love. I wasn't going to do that. I can't take away your ability to look at me, can I? Oh, what the fuck is with these jokes? They only make me want to cry. Now, we'll see the world the same way. We're the same temperature now, my dear. He abruptly pulled back and placed the scalpel back on the tray. I'll make sure it heals nicely. Metal clinked against metal, sharp as a gunshot. He laughed, watching my hysterics, watching me bleed. You just felt what I felt this whole year. That furious bloodlust was gone from his eyes. Only a horrible satisfaction remained. We're even now, my love. Almost. Just endure it for a bit longer, and we'll be happy. He started packing up his tools, and I just sat there in that crinkling plastic, unable to open my eye. I sat there in shock, in terrible agony of pain and fear, thinking only of one thing, that this was my punishment, the one I couldn't escape. He came up to me, opened my mouth, and I understood again what it was for. You have no idea how long I've dreamed of you. I'm shocked at myself for how long I held back from fucking you way back then. Oh no, he's gonna whip out his cock! I coughed and breathed in, temporarily relieved that it was over. It was unbearable. He lasted for a whole minute! Oh my god! He stepped back again and picked up a box that looked like a first aid kit. He took out a syringe and I immediately felt even more uncomfortable. That was just a warm-up. You slapping my head with your wang and coming within the minute? Okay, yeah, sure. How many fucking punishments has he prepared? He slowly lifted it with liquid from a vial, then held it up to the light, tapping it to let the air bubbles rise. He crouched down in front of me. Put your feet here. Disobeying was terrifying. In his hands was a syringe filled almost to the brim with some unknown liquid. I did as he commanded. I placed my feet on his lap. He grabbed them and pressed them closer, holding them in place. Next to him were nails and antiseptic supplies. It was incredibly unpleasant when the needle went into my leg. It was disturbingly strange how skillfully he did it. I'm doing this for your own good. This way, it won't hurt. The victim flashed through my mind like lightning. Their closet, their belongings that he seemed to collect. He'd clearly done the same thing to them as he was doing to me. Did we slap his wang across their face? This happened before in the car. First warmth where the liquid went in, and then it stops. I didn't notice myself falling asleep, only that my legs were becoming half paralyzed. That's when I started to understand why the nails were next to him. No, please, your legs. So obedient. But my pleas were just background noise. He took my right foot. His fingers fell in the center of the arch, right between the bones. Ow! A sharp swing upwards. Ah! The nail crushed through the skin and entered the flesh with violent resistance. The pain was sharp, searing. He struck my feet again and again, hammering nails into them as they swelled and bled. Hot, thick blood began pulsing from the wound. It'll hurt tomorrow. But don't worry. I have painkillers. You'll take them. I hope you die, you monster! I hate you! He struck harder! I felt the metal of the hammer crushing the small bones in my foot! This time, the pain felt even more unbearable because my mind already knew what was coming. I sat on the crinkling plastic, staring away. Gray spots swam before my eyes. He breathed heavily, examining my feet, wrapping them in bandages to stop the bleeding. The pain was so extreme, my nervous system just gave up. I no longer felt the burning, only a heavy emptiness consuming my entire body. He leaned down and kissed my forehead as I trembled in shock, watching my feet sink into a pool of my own blood. I won't let you run from me again. He quietly praised me for enduring his monstrous plans. Just need to change your clothes and clean you up. He sighed, looking at the bloodstains. Blood got on your clothes. That's not good. Okay, and whose fault is that? He started pulling off my ruined clothes. I didn't resist. He could do whatever he wanted. The part of me that felt fear and hatred seemed to have burned away with the skin on my stomach. Later, he picked up a wooden box filled with clean water. In his hands were a white cloth and a blue sponge. He carefully wiped my body, tracing every part, treating the wounds. Thankfully, because of the painkiller he'd injected, I barely felt anything. But those drugs wouldn't save me from the pain in my soul. After a few minutes, only a ghostly trace remained of the clean, clear water. His touch seemed saturated and twisted. His sick love. Your whole life was so empty. All those strangers. The job. Those stupid conversations. Now you have me. Thankfully, I won't make that mistake again. But I also value your desire to move. So when your feet heal, we can go on our honeymoon, as I planned. We'll have a beautiful wedding, just you and me. He sank into his dreams, dreams that never intersected with mine, as he wiped away the last drops of blood. His gaze roamed over my exposed body, shamelessly unable to look away. You can't run anymore. I won't allow it. No, it's all clean, he whispered, putting a new dress on me that smelt so pleasant, like fresh laundry, and I was momentarily distracted. My beauty. He slowly reached out and lifted me into his arms. When he picked me up, I couldn't find the strength to resist. My head fell against his shoulder. Under my cheek, I felt the rough fabric of the gauze and the warmth of his broken body. He carried me up the stairs. I could see the place was newly built, run down already, like it hadn't been touched in years. It needed serious work. I didn't know what town or city I was in, but knowing him, he'd always dreamed of moving to the countryside, away from everyone. He pushed open... Why does the bedroom sound like that? He pushed open the bedroom door. The smell of fresh sheets hit me, and in the corner, standing there like they were waiting for me, crutches. He lowered me onto the mattress carefully, like I was something precious. His fingers traced the fresh burn on my arm, all the way up to my forearm. I flinched, knowing what he wanted. Where could I go? Nowhere. Does it hurt? The fuck do you think? In a week, you'll get used to this scar, just like how I got used to mine. His hands reached over my body, roughly kissing every inch of his exposed skin. I just sat there, unable to endure it. We have a whole night ahead of us. He pulled me close, kissing me on my lips. This bastard just can't control himself. It's a little bare here, but I already ordered some furniture. The rest, I'll let you choose for yourself. I'll take care of everything. I didn't care. He talked about plans he'd already made. I pushed him away. You got off easy compared to what I could have done for you. You ungrateful bitch. Right now, we'll go back to the garage. I'll continue. You won't have legs at all. I'll slice you cell to cell, every thread of flesh. Is that what you want? I shook my head. No, I'm sorry. By the way, I know about the pills you were taking. Am I so repulsive to you that you won't even have my children? Yes? How did he... He started openly groping me, his hands all over me, the same hands that hammered nails into my feet and blinded me in one eye just minutes ago. He only whispered something in my ear. He wouldn't stop. His tongue left wet trails on my neck. Please, don't. No! Finally, we'll be together like before. Don't! No! No! Everything was blurry. It hurt so much. So cruel. Burning. Searing. I lay there, covering my face with my hand, hiding my tears, crying softly. All night. Every minute. Felt like a living nightmare. I thought it would never end. The sheets were soaked. I felt a dirty warmth inside of me. The remnants of him. I wanted to wash, to scrub off all this filth that had accumulated. More than that, I feared pregnancy. I didn't know where to get pills, and he'd never allow it. Tears streamed onto the pillow. My eyes throbbed. My feet ached. The situation I was in was so hopeless. Crushing. The nightmare had become a reality. A reality I couldn't wake up from. I couldn't run from. I couldn't escape. From exhaustion. From pain. I fell asleep. I woke up. The night was restless. I always had trouble sleeping in new places. The pain in my feet grew worse, probably because the anesthesia had worn off. I couldn't move my legs. There was no way to stand. I looked over to where he'd been sleeping to see if he was still there, but the space was empty. He'd gone up before me, probably plotting something again. Bright sun. Morning. Not that it mattered. After laying there a few more minutes, I heard footsteps downstairs. The bedroom door opened quietly. He entered without a fuss. His bandages were fresh. He smelled of honey wax. Good morning, my love. I said nothing. Last night was the best. The very best. He leaned in and kissed me deeply, tongue and all, passionately. I pulled away. I'm heating some water for you. I'll bathe you soon. Need to treat your wounds again. He reached for me to pick me up. This way, I can introduce you to my little creatures and bees. With them, I wasn't so lonely here. But now, I have you. I understand how you feel. Maybe you shouldn't dramatize it so much. How exactly should I feel about this situation? Just look at it with different eyes. We'll have a wedding, a beautiful honeymoon, lovely children, the best family life. You always dreamed of that. Hell no, I didn't! A chill ran over my legs. He set me down in an old wicker chair and wrapped my shoulders in a soft, scratchy blanket. That same blanket. I wasn't in the mood for joy. I wasn't in the mood for life. You don't need to make decisions anymore. You don't need to rush anywhere. Because I'll decide everything for you. He stood beside me. I didn't want to look at him, so I just stared into the distance, listening to his chatter as he stroked my head. He placed a glass of water and painkillers on the small table and went back inside, probably forgotten, leaving me alone in this natural emptiness. I looked up and for the first time, I truly saw my surroundings. It was absolute wilderness, not a soul anywhere, just endless fields, tall grass swaying in the wind. A horse grazed in the distance, chickens ran around the yard. I stared at the horizon for a long time, hoping to see some sign for civilization. Nothing, just yellow rice fields. Now I can't even look at my own face. It's disfigured. My feet are destroyed. I don't even know how long recovery will take. Then he looked more like a scarecrow you'd put in a garden to keep the crows away. He would wash me, bandage me. I didn't care anymore. I stopped being ashamed, stopped hiding. My body no longer belonged to me. I started crying. The empty socket hurt, but I didn't care. If only I pushed myself harder. If only I'd found information about him, turned him to the police. Why didn't I do it? Why didn't I find proof? But thinking about it now, seems pointless. Curse the day I met him. Or rather, the day he found me. That sick, obsessed bastard. My screams and sobs filled the empty yard, but they drowned in the wilderness, reaching no one. It was an abandoned farm, a living nightmare from his dreams. He'd always dreamed of a homestead, of silence, of life away from everyone. I hated it. I needed movement, people, a career. I wanted to build my own life, and I was almost succeeding, but he got what he wanted again. This was my payment for trying to escape. Somewhere out there, in another world, is anyone looking for me? Is anyone? He knew I'd gone to the police. That's why he took me so far. I don't even know what part of the country I'm in. I had plans. I thought about the life I dreamed of, the one without him. I breathed in the scent of fresh air, not knowing what would come next. The end. Anyway, that was Don't Turn Away From Me. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And if it wasn't obvious enough, the subject matter is not meant to be romanticized whatsoever. I've had quite a few complaints over like the last few times I've played games that actually cover the subject matter. But also, I've probably cut out the assault scenes from the public playthrough of this, and probably from the Patreon one because it was ridiculously short. Like, genuinely, it was written in such a way where it emphasized more so the horror of actually going through it. It was not written to be sexually arousing. Are there still going to be people who, like, jerk into it? Maybe. There are some people out there, and I am not here to judge. I am not the person here to judge that. However, like, I do love horror that really push the boundaries of what's acceptable and what isn't, especially when it is done tastefully. In this case, it was mainly shock horror the whole way through, but there is still a place for that. There's still a place for that. And if I were to rank this, I would say this is still below what I wouldn't do. Like, not just in terms of, like, just how absolutely terrifying it is, but also in terms of, like, how it chooses to actually tackle the scenes and the themes it tries to present. Yes, like, it still has a very strong theme of bodily autonomy, but at the same time, I feel like it could have actually explored that a little more. But then again, that's just a matter of preference. I still like this game. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.